The best real estate deals are not always found on Zillow or Property 24. In this chapter, we are going to be looking at the secret places where the rich or the wealthiest people investing in real estate find their deals. Now, let us look at this off-market secrets that you won't find on a listing. Probate sales. Normally in estate planning, when an estate owner passes on, there are all of these people who are called heirs. And most of them, they want quick cash. They want top dollar for their properties because some of them, maybe they are in fights within the families. They just want to get rid of those properties. Now, how do you get to find out where these deals are? You need to know lawyers. You need to know trustees of real estates. You need to know realtors who manage family portfolios. If you don't know these people, it's going to be very difficult for you to be aware of such properties, which can be sold at a discount because people are distressed, because people have lost a loved one, because those properties, they remind them of their loved ones. They want to get rid of it. Or maybe the property owner who has passed on wouldn't have sold to save his life, but the children have always hated that. So the first thing that they are going to want to do is not to list, but get the first person who knocks at that door to say, are you interested in this particular property? That is where you get the best deals. That is where you get the best properties. That is where you get them at the best prices. Now, we can also look at distressed sellers. We look at people who are getting divorced. I don't know if you know the process of divorce, but it's a very complex and very strenuous process for the couple which is divorcing. They want things to move as smoothly as possible. If the court orders that they have to sell their property, to sell some of their debts, they want to do that as quickly as possible because these are people who can't stand each other. You need to find those deals, find these people. Look for people who are losing jobs, people who are losing jobs that are desperate. They want to sell quickly, they want to pay back the bank. At times they're even not paying off the bank, they just want to reduce the debt at the bank. So they will sell to you at forced sale value, at that price which can help them to move it quickly and maybe reduce the arrears on the loans. How do you find that if you don't know bankers? If you are not friends with bankers? If you are not friends with people who work in insurance and investments? You need to have those connections. You need to have that information. One other signal that you could look at is what is termed gentrification, which basically speaks to economic upgrades. You know, when there is a good development that is going to happen in an area, a lot of people look south until all the developments are made. That is when you see people now coming in, looking at listings and say, I need a flat in this area, I need a flat in this area. But some of you have seen or you have heard about this development way before they came into play. You knew that there was a power line which was going to be developed. You knew that there was a railway which was being developed. You knew that there was how train which was coming. You knew these things before they came. And you need to understand, when these things come, they upgrade an economy. And business people and people who want to invest in real estate, they look at the signs. They say, well, if they are going to build a metro line, if they're going to build a power station, people are going to need accommodation. And how many people are we looking at? There's probably going to be a mall. How many the traffic that we are looking at for that mall? These are the developments that we are speaking to. Now, for you to get in well and to get in on time, you need to buy before all of these developments happen. Because most people make this mistake. They buy when the developments have happened. And normally when you buy after the fact, you are going to buy at peak price. And we understand very well that every time when you buy real estate at peak price, the next thing that is coming is for the prices to go down. So you want to buy when the prices are low so that you can enjoy the appreciation over time. So as we close this chapter, I want to give you an assignment. I want you to find 3 off-market leads this week. You can call, you can go door to door, knocking on doors, or just through your networks. Find 3 off-market leads and find out if there's an opportunity there that you can take advantage of before it goes into listing, before the rest of the population gets to know. Remember always, that the rich and the wealthy, they comprise of only less than 1% of the entire population, which means that the rest of us are doing the same thing. We know the same things. That 1%, they know what we don't know. Find out now.